everyone, welcome to today's class, which is focused on moon salutations. So you might be very aware of sun salutations and you might have practiced these over and over, and it's what we tend to practice when we go to vinyasa classes or even hatha classes of a slightly different variation. But moon salutations are often less well known, and there is quite a lot of variation in moon salutations. So the sequence that we're going to practice together today, I actually got from my first teacher, Ellie. So thank you for this, Ellie. And I would recommend, if you are a complete beginner, that this class might not be suitable for you, because we need to know the basics of some of the postures so that we can create that flow and that sequence through them. So moon salutations is also cool because it's a mandala flow, which means we move from the front to the back of the mat in a circular motion. So what we're going to do is start with just a little warm up for mobilizing the joints and especially getting the hips nice and open, because the moon salutations is quite strong for the hips. And then we'll move into the sequence. We'll go through the first one fairly slowly, not focusing on the breath, and then we'll speed it up and eventually match breath to movement so we can create that flow from the front to the back of the mat. Okay, we don't need any props today, but if you have blocks, cushions, bolsters, then please feel free to have them nearby just in case they make any of the postures more comfortable for you. So let's go ahead and start on our back today. And we're going to start in Supta Baddha Konasana just to start that opening of the hips. So placing the soles of the feet together, letting the knees fall out and coming to find the spine. Allow the arms to fall by the sides of the body with the palms facing up towards the sky. And the eyes to close or the gaze to soften as we begin to find our breath. Or rather than find our breath, because it's always with us, we begin to notice our breath. And noticing the soft rise and fall of the belly as we breathe in and as we empty out. And just imagining the rise and the fall, just like waves crashing onto the shore, nice and softly, with no effort. And when we work with the energy of the moon, we also work with the feminine. We work with those water-like qualities. So just noticing today in your practice if anything feels rigid or sharp. And see if we can invite in more fluidity and more softness. Always reminding ourselves that it doesn't matter how the postures look to anyone else. Just notice how they feel. And especially today, notice the transitions more than the actual postures themselves. So the movement from one posture to another. Can we begin to deepen the breath here, feeling the belly rise even more with the inhale? And empty out on the exhale. Can we notice here whether we're holding any tension in the face, between the eyebrows, the shoulders? And then taking one last breath in through the nose and holding at the top of the breath. And part the lips, breathe out through the mouth. Beautiful. Begin to bring the knees in softly and hugging them in towards the chest. And just give yourself that rock from side to side, massaging out the lower spine, the lumbar curve. And then extending the legs and the arms to the ceiling and just giving the wrists and the ankles a roll in one direction. And in the opposite direction. Good, now let's bring some more fluidity into this. So starting to get the elbows involved, the knees, and just letting the arms and legs travel in any direction that they feel like they want to go today. So when we do movements like this, trying to drop out of that thinking brain and really allowing ourselves to drop into the body. So we can get so caught up in our heads and what we think we're supposed to do, where the arms and legs are supposed to go. And this can take away from really tuning into what the body needs. Beautiful. Pulling those knees back into the chest, taking one palm on one knee. So right palm on right knee, left palm on left knee. And then let's go ahead and give ourselves some hip circles here. So spreading the knees apart and then joining them back together. Nice big circles. Keeping the breath nice and long. And beginning to match the movement to the breath. So taking an inhale, pulling the knees to the chest. And an exhale, spreading them apart and creating that circle. Inhale, knees to the chest. Exhale, creating that circle. Let's go one more this way. And then changing direction. Inhale as we pull the knees apart. And exhale as they come back together. Moving with your own breath. And let's go two more. Last big circle here. Good, and then squeezing the knees into the chest, giving yourself a rock from side to side. And whenever you are ready, we're going to come all the way into tabletop. So taking a rock up and down the spine. And crossing one ankle over the other, coming forward onto the hands and knees. Wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. Take the tops of the feet flat against the floor and just give them a little tap out. The tops of our feet don't often get much love, so just give them a little bit of sensory stimulation here. Good, and then coming back to neutral, spread the fingers nice and wide. As we take our inhale, lift the tailbone, the heart and the gaze into our cow. And as we exhale, tuck the tailbone, round the spine and gaze between the legs. Movement ripples from that lower back. Inhale into our cow, arch the spine, lift the gaze. And exhale into our cat, rounding the spine, dropping the gaze. Move with your own breath. And see if we can press the earth away any more. Press out of those shoulders. And bringing in that essence of water-like qualities. So maybe we give ourselves a little bit of a side to side. Maybe forward and back. just allowing these ripples of the spine in all the directions. Maybe closing the eyes to tune in to that inner experience. Good, and then coming back to center and taking a kneel here. And coming to kneel so we are at the left-hand side of the long side of the mat. And then we're going to extend this right leg out to the side and turn the toes out so we're opening up that thigh bone, that femur. Trying to keep the hips level, the left hip above the left knee. Reaching the arms out, palms down, and we can have a tuck of the back toes if we feel like that makes things a little bit more stable. And then reaching the right fingertips to that front foot or to the front of the mat and the left fingertips back. So just creating some thoracic glides here. Inhale to reach, exhale to reach back. Beautiful, moving with your breath. Inhale to reach, exhale to reach back. And nothing's really moving here apart from that sort of midsection of the body. Beautiful, last time, create that reach forward with the right fingertips, reach, 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 lengthening through the left side of the body, and then dropping the right hand on the inside of the right leg, reaching up to the sky with the left arm. Option to reach the arm over the ear and keep the chest nice and open as we come into our Parigasana, our gate pose. Try and lift out of the right waist as well as lengthening through the left. And next inhale, coming back to center. Good job. Planting the left hand. So we're going to come into a modified side plank, pointing the right toes, and the right arm reaches all the way over the ear. And just give ourselves some shoulder circles here. Circling the right arm all the way over. Beautiful, pushing back off that left hand, coming back to center, dropping the arms and coming back to kneeling. Good job. Take a shuffle over towards the opposite side. And this time, the left leg extends out. Turn the toes out, so we're opening up that thigh. Option to tuck the back toes. Okay, let's create those thoracic glides, extending the arms out, palms down. Take your inhale, left fingertips reach, and exhale, right fingertips reach back. Inhale to left, exhale to right. Inhale left, exhale right. Move with your breath. Beautiful. Next time we have those left fingertips reach in, create that length in the right side of the body. Pause in here until we can't create that reach anymore. And then the left hand drops on the inside of the left leg. Right fingertips sweep up towards the sky and then over the ear. So if you feel like the right shoulder's collapsing in, then maybe we just come up a little bit higher with that left hand. And trying to keep the left side of the body lengthened underneath, sort of between the hip and the ribs, lifting out of here, as well as the obvious length through the right side of the body, breathing into the ribs. And next inhale, coming back to center, plant the right hand down onto the mat, left toes point as we come into our modified side plank. And let's give ourselves some shoulder circles with this left hand this time. So the last couple of times I've filmed outside, there's been huge ants crawling all over me. There's been, what else was it? Mosquitoes, loads of mosquitoes. And today we're contending with horseflies. So just bear with the joys of filming outside in Australia. Gaze down towards that right hand, press back to the centre, and let's come back to kneeling. I'm not complaining. And come back into our tabletop. Good, just give ourselves some cat-cows here to neutralise the spine. And then coming back to centre, pressing into the palms, and just beginning to lift this left knee and circle it back. So we're creating circles with the knee here, trying to keep the sacrum or that lower back sort of near the hips super stable. So we're just moving from the knee, helping, that left glute is helping us to do so and to keep everything stable. Good, let's take it in the opposite direction. Beautiful, planting that left knee, and let's go over towards the right hand side. So preferably we don't want to do movements like this, especially with our mobility movements, super quick. It's always more efficient for us if we slow it down, if we control it rather than using momentum. Let's take those circles in the opposite direction. Good, coming back to centre. Nice work. Tap the tops of those feet. Okay, and then we're gonna come to the front of our mat. So bringing it to our downward facing dog, lifting the hips up towards the sky, pressing the heart back towards the thighs. Just taking a couple of breaths here. And then beginning to walk the hands back towards the feet. Take a soft forward fold, a bend in the knees and a swish and a sway from side to side. And coming back to centre, pressing through all four corners of the feet as we start to rise slowly through the spine. Eventually we reach the fingertips up towards the sky. Big inhale. And exhale, hands come towards the heart. And finding our way into our Tadasana. Good. Okay, let's go ahead and start with our moon salutation sequence here. So we've had a little bit of a warm up of the hips, the side body, and now we're ready to move into our moon salutations. So we're going to start by standing over to the left side of the mat, and we're going to work lengthways for the most part. So finding our way to the left side. And this first one, we're going to not worry about the breath. We're just going to find the movement and find the sequence, and then we'll start to think about matching breath. So find your focus here. Maybe the palms face the front, the shoulders wrap back. The shoulders are stacked on the hips on the knees on the ankles. And as we take our inhale, reaching up towards the sky. Option to come onto the tiptoes here. Just see how you feel. As we take a side bend over towards the left. Coming back to center. And a side bend to the right. Coming back to center, dropping the heels, and stepping out into a 5-pointed star. Toes out, heels in. Take up as much space as you possibly can. And then moving into our goddess. Bending the knees, pressing out the inner thighs, presenting the heart and cactus in the arms. Good, moving into our warrior two towards the left-hand side. So left toes point out. As we bend into the left knee, arms extend, palms down. Gazing over the front fingertips here. Moving into our triangle, straightening the left knee. Reaching the left fingertips forward. Dropping the hand on the inside of the leg, reaching up through the right. Nice work. Bringing that right hand and the left fingertips to frame this front foot as we move into our pyramid. Taking the right toes to face about 10-2 at that 45-degree angle and lowering down over the left leg. Hips square towards the front of the mat or the back of the mat, whichever. Good, low lunge, dropping the back knee to the floor, reaching up through the fingertips. And then into our low skandasana, placing the hands on the inside of this left foot, turning all 10 toes towards the side of the mat, sinking into this left knee. And this might look like a bit of a higher skandasana. We might have the heel up, however your skandasana looks for you. Hands plant into the middle of the mat, either step or hop to malasana, toes out, heels in. And then we're going to take a travel back over towards the opposite side, changing the direction. Hands plant, jump out, bend into this right knee this time, skandasana. Turning all 10 toes towards the front, dropping the back knee, low lunge and Jayanasana. Framing the front foot, coming into our pyramid pose, straightening the right knee, left toes 45 degrees, softening over. And into our triangle pose, right fingertips on the inside of the right leg, reaching up through the left. Bending into the right knee, warrior two. Goddess, toes out, heels in. Takes a while to find that balance and that grace. Inhale, reach up to our 5-pointed star. And then step to the right hand corner of the mat. Maybe onto the tiptoes. As we take our side bend to the right. Back to center. And over to the left. Back to center. Hands towards the heart. So that's one round of our moon salutations. So if you need to go back and watch that slower version again, please feel free to do so. If not, we'll begin to pick up the pace slightly. So we're over towards the right-hand side of the mat. Taking our inhale, maybe onto the tiptoes, but reaching up through the fingertips. Exhale, side bend to the right. Breath into center. Breath out, side bend to the left. Breath into center. Breath out, 5-pointed star. Toes out, heels in. Inhale to reach. Exhale to bend the knees into goddess. Inhale to warrior two, towards the right. Exhale to straighten that front knee. Inhale into our triangle. Exhale here. Inhale into our pyramid, turning the left toes to 45 degrees. Exhale to soften over that straight front leg. Inhale to drop the back knee, reach up through the fingertips. Exhale to sink into the hips. Inhale, hands on the inside of the right foot. Exhale to our Skandasana on that right hand side. Inhale to our Malasana, step or hop, toes out, heels in. Exhale to our low Skandasana on the left side. Inhale to our low lunge, reach up through the fingertips. Exhale to sink into the hips. Inhale to frame the front foot, pyramid pose. Exhale to soften over that front leg. Inhale to turn the right toes out and exhale into our Trikonasana triangle. Inhale to bend into the left knee and exhale to find our warrior two. Inhale, toes out, heels in. Exhale to goddess. Inhale to five-pointed star. And exhale, step the right foot to meet the left. Inhale to reach. Exhale, left side bend. Inhale to reach. Exhale, right side bend. Inhale to reach. And exhale, hands towards the heart. Coming to find our Tadasana. Beautiful. So finding more of a flow now. Take your inhale, reach up towards the sky. Exhale, side bend left. Inhale to reach. Exhale, side bend right. Inhale, reach. Exhale, five-pointed star. Inhale here. Exhale to goddess. Inhale to warrior two. Exhale to triangle. Inhale to pyramid pose. Exhale to Anjayanasana. Inhale to lift through the fingertips. Exhale to low Skandasana. Inhale to Malasana. Exhale to low Skandasana, right hand side. Inhale to Anjayanasana, low lunge, lift through the fingertips. Exhale to pyramid pose, straighten that right leg, soften down. Inhale to Trikonasana, triangle. Exhale to warrior two. Inhale to goddess. Exhale to five-pointed star. Inhale, step right. Reach up. Exhale, side bend to the right. Inhale to center. Exhale, side bend to the left. Inhale to center. Exhale, hands towards the heart. Inhale to reach. Exhale, side bend right. Inhale, reach. Exhale, side bend left. Inhale to reach. Exhale, step out. Five-pointed star. Inhale. Exhale to goddess. Inhale, warrior two towards the right. Exhale to triangle. Inhale to pyramid pose. Exhale to drop the back knee. Inhale, Anjayanasana, low lunge. Exhale to low Skandasana, right hand side. Inhale, Malasana. Exhale, Skandasana, left side. Inhale to Anjayanasana. Exhale, pyramid pose. Inhale, triangle. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale to goddess. Exhale, five-pointed star. Inhale, left hand side. Reach. Exhale, side bend left. Inhale to center. Exhale, side bend right. Inhale to center. Exhale, hands towards the heart. Good, one more time. Inhale to reach. Exhale, side bend left. Inhale to reach. Exhale, side bend right. Inhale to reach. Exhale, 5-pointed star. Inhale here. Exhale, goddess. In, warrior two. Out, trikonasana. In, pyramid. Out, low lunge. Inhale to reach. And out, skandasana. In, malasana. Out, right side skandasana. In, anjayanasana. Out, pyramid, which I can't remember the Sanskrit for. In, trikonasana, triangle. Out, warrior two, virabhadrasana. In, goddess. Out, 5-pointed star. In, left foot meets right, reach up. Out, side bend right. In to center. Out to the left. In to center. Out, hands to heart. In to rise. We've got our last travel back to the left hand side, out to side bend. Into center, out to the left. Into center, out to 5-pointed star. In and out, goddess. Into warrior. Out to triangle. In to Parvatasana, maybe, pyramid. And out to low lunge. In to rise. And out, skandasana. In, malasana. And out, skandasana. In, anjayanasana. And out, Parvatasana. In, trikonasana. And out, warrior virabhadrasana. In to goddess. Out, 5-pointed star. In, right foot meets left, reach up. And out to the left. Into center. And out to the right. Into center. Exhale, hands towards the heart. And find your way into your Tadasana, palms forward, closing the eyes. And just noticing what is alive for you right now. Body, mind, breath. What do you notice in the energy levels in the body? What feels open and free and expansive? And maybe what still feels tight or tense or contracted. Just notice without judgment. And then when you're ready, just start to bend the knees, fold the shoulders forward, and come down into a super soft forward fold. Swishing and swaying from side to side. And then coming to find the sit bones, coming high on the toes, and taking a graceful seat onto the sit bones. Good. Reaching the left leg out in front, taking the right sole of the foot to the inner thigh, and taking an inhale to reach up through the fingertips. And an exhale, take a super soft forward fold over this left leg, allowing the head to drop into our Janu Sirsasana. Allowing this left knee to bend as much as it needs to today, knowing that we don't have to keep it fully straight. And maybe the eyes close as we start to tune in once again to our inner world. And slowly rolling up through the spine. Taking the left hand to the right knee and just giving ourselves a soft twist to the right. Coming back to center and taking a switch of those legs. So the right leg extends out, the left sole of the foot on the inner thigh. Big breath in as we create that reach, and breath out to softly forward fold. Use the breath in the belly and in the sides of the ribs here to help us to soften, to help us to create space. Always letting your breath be the guide. And then softly and slowly rolling up through the spine. Taking the right hand to the left knee and taking a soft twist towards the left. Coming back to center. And come into a seated position. And instead of our traditional Shavasana today, which you can still take at the end if you choose, we're going to practice a couple of minutes of breathing together in our Nadi Shodhana, which is our alternate nostril breath, focusing on the left side, which is the side that relates to our feminine, the moon, the lunar, the water, the softness. So we'll wrap up our practice with some left-sided, so it's not really Nadi Shodhana because we're just going to be working with the left side, but for ease, that's sort of what it's called. So place the first finger and the middle finger in between the eyebrows, and we're going to be using the thumb and the ring finger of the right hand to block the right nostril and to block the left. So just taking a couple of breaths here through both nostrils and noticing which one feels the most open. Maybe both. And then blocking the right nostril and breathing in through the left. Closing the left nostril with the ring finger, breathing out right. Closing the right, breathing in left. Closing left and out right. In left. And out right. In left. 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 Out right. Last 2 rounds. In left. Out right. In left. And out right. Allowing the hands to drop to the knees, closing the eyes or softening the gaze. And breathing through both nostrils here. Softening the face, the shoulders, the walls of the belly. And maybe setting an intention today to be more like water. To invite in those qualities of receptiveness, of flow, of softness. Remembering we don't always have to be so rigid or to micromanage our whole lives. We don't always have to know what's coming next. We can allow ourselves to sit in the discomfort of uncertainty and practice being okay with that. Taking our last few breaths here. And then bringing the hands together towards the heart and the thumbs in between the eyebrows, acknowledging the power of our thoughts and our mind. The thumbs to the throat, acknowledging the power of our words, our voice, and our truth. And the thumbs to the heart space, acknowledging the power of the love that is both inside of us and all around us. Taking a big breath in through the nose and a release through the mouth. Namaste.